Ben Askren versus Jake Paul. My prediction on the fight. First of all, I have to mention that I am a huge Ben Askren fan. Not that much his fighting style, but his personality. I really like Ben Askren's calmness. I really like his quiet confidence. I really like the fact that Ben Askren does not care about other people's opinions. I really like his self-awareness. And in my opinion, Ben Askren is a great example for every young man out there. However, this analysis will be objective and unbiased. I'm going to compare the skill set of both men, of Jake Paul and Ben Askren. Let's look at Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a YouTuber. He's never really had an amateur career in boxing. He's never had a professional career. In my opinion, he does not stand a chance against professional boxers. Not at all. He's very far from that level. He's been boxing for 3 years. However, from the footage I have seen of Jake Paul trains very hard and in a very professional way. If you take a look at Jake Paul's fights, all of his 3 fights, you can see that there is significant improvement in these last 2.5 years or 3 years. There is very big improvement. Now, Jake Paul at this current stage, in my opinion, after seeing his sparring footage, after seeing him hitting mitts, after seeing him hitting the back, Jake Paul is a very sharp boxer. Jake Paul has a very sharp jab. Jake Paul has a very good check hook, a very good check right hook. He also has a very sharp left hook. And he moves like a boxer. He does have head movement. He does have power. I honestly, even though I don't really like his personality, I'm very impressed by Jake Paul as a boxer. For 3 years, he has definitely become very good at boxing. If you look at his fight against Nate Robinson, his last fight, many people say Nate Robinson is by no means a fighter. I agree, no doubt about that. But Nate Robinson is a phenomenal athlete, a very explosive athlete. Nate Robinson fought very aggressively. Nate Robinson is a very difficult opponent, honestly. Any person who has ever been in the ring could tell you that a fighter like Nate Robinson, who is very unorthodox, who is constantly switching to southpaw, or because he just doesn't really know what actually southpaw is or what orthodox is, but he's constantly switching stances. He's always aggressively attacking. He's always going for the clinch. He uses his physical power. Nate Robinson is a very difficult opponent, and Jake Paul managed to handle him very well. He used his jab. He was very patient. He was using feints and this right check hook. Impressive, absolutely impressive. The way he knocked out Nate Robinson, the way he knocked him down 2 or 3 times. Impressive power, impressive timing, impressive precision. If you look at the way Jake Paul trains, again, he just trains very professionally. He's trained with very good boxers and coaches. So in my opinion, Jake Paul has really grown a lot as a boxer. Does he stand a chance against professional top 10 boxers? No, not at all. But in my opinion, Jake Paul can actually box, and he can do it actually pretty well. His opponent, Ben Askren. Now, Ben Askren had a phenomenal wrestling career. He was an Olympian wrestler. He was also a 2-time world champion in MMA in 2 separate organizations. He was world champion in Bellator, and he was world champion in 1 championship. Phenomenal achievement. That's a phenomenal achievement. He also managed to compete in the UFC. He did not actually have an impressive career. He won once and he lost twice. But Ben Askren, as a mixed martial artist, had a phenomenal, amazing career. Impressive. However, he was known as a great wrestler, as a guy who was always taking a fight to the ground, and there using his submissions or ground and pound and completely dominating his opponents. But he was never ever known as a striker. you cannot find a highlight reel of Ben Askren punching, because he could never really punch. He was never a good puncher. He was never a good kicker. He was never a good striker, by no means. So Ben Askren was a great wrestler, a phenomenal wrestler, but a below average striker, a very low level striker. And now he's going to box Jake Paul. He has already been preparing for 3 months, and I looked at the videos of Ben Askren, of his preparation, of him hitting the mitts. What I would say is, first of all, Ben Askren's hands are very low. He's punching from here. So he's punching very low. His face is open. He's very susceptible to getting punched. So hands low, short punches. When Ben Askren punches, he doesn't fully extend. He punches very, very short. There is no hand speed. His hands are low. He doesn't protect his face. And there is no head movement. When Ben Askren is approaching his opponent, there is no head movement. So he's very susceptible to getting hit. And Jake Paul has a very sharp jab. So let me give the prediction. Now, emotionally, mentally, definitely Ben Askren is the stronger guy. You can see that Jake Paul is very nervous. You can see that he is still very young and he's not really self-aware. You can see that he's trying to be someone else. He's trying to look like Conor McGregor, to be that tough guy and all this. Yes, you can see that Ben Askren is very self-aware. You can see that Ben Askren knows very well who he actually is. But in terms of skill set, the way I see this fight playing out is Ben Askren moving forward with his front hand, but getting punched way too often by his opponent. I see Jake Paul using his jab and punching Ben all the time. I see that right check hook coming there. I can imagine, and not only can I imagine, I can predict that Jake Paul is going to knock Ben Askren out probably within the first 4 rounds, or if Ben Askren can actually take that punishment, probably somewhere around the 7th round. But in my humble opinion, Jake Paul is going to beat Ben Askren. Ben Askren, when his only chance is getting close in the clinch, and there he has good uppercut. I have to admit, Ben Askren has a very good uppercut, but when he punches in the clinch, he's punching with the inside of the glove, like this. And these are illegal punches. So even if Ben Askren gets there in the clinch, close, he's going to throw illegal punches, which are not allowed. He has a good uppercut, so yeah, he might hurt Jake Paul with that uppercut. But still, Ben Askren, he doesn't have that head movement. So when he walks forward, he's going to receive those jabs. And probably occasionally a right hand. And probably occasionally that right check hook. And yes, Ben Askren does have a chin. He has been hit by Robbie Lawler and other very tough guys. But will he be capable to go through all that accumulative damage? All those punches by Jake Paul? I don't know about that. So in my opinion, this fight will be a win for Jake Paul, because his skill set is just better. So I believe Jake Paul is going to knock out Ben Askren probably in the 4th, or if Ben Askren can take that punishment, somewhere around the 7th round. But that's my prediction, and that's my prediction being a Ben Askren fan. I really like Ben Askren, but I cannot imagine Ben Askren winning this fight.